to ask you about death and dying in the Ojibwe culture.
Okay, and anything in the Ojibwe culture is, uh, from my own perspective on the things I was taught when I was little, because of our teachings. We have over 500 years of teachings, and it depends on where you get your teachings from. Because even in my own lifetime, natives would ask me questions, and I would tell them, how I see things.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, all tribes from North America and South America believe in the same thing. They just practice different ways of doing their religion, if you want to call it religion. We call it spirituality. Where different tribes have the different colors for the different directions, and they use different plants for their sacred plants and herbs. Mm-hmm. I was told by my father that because he thought I was going to leave before him because of the way we both lived our lives and the things we were taught. He thought I was going to die before him. Because when I was about 15, he asked me, he goes, "Son, I need to talk to you about death." And then he was worried about me. He said, "Son," he said, "I think you're going to leave Mother Earth before I do." And so he was talking about it, and I was chuckling, and he was kind of getting upset with me. And he said, "Son, why are you laughing?" He said, "This is important." And I said, "Yeah, I know it is." I said, "But from the teachings I've gotten," I said, "I don't worry about death anymore." And he goes, "Why?" I said, "Because I know it's coming." "Why do you think I'm going to leave before you?" He says, "Because of the way you live life." He says, "You do it 100 or 110%. And he says, "And you take too many chances." And I started laughing. The guy got mad at me, and he said, "Why do you think this is funny?" I said, "I find humor in it." And he said, I said, "Dad, you really want to know why I am the way I am?" And he goes, "Yes." And then I pointed at him. I said, "Because of you." Kind of shocked him. And I said, "Because that's the same way you are." And I said, "I want to be just like you." I said, and we talk about life and death throughout my life. And I said, "I understand it now." And I said, "I didn't understand when I found my grandmother when she died." I said, "I didn't know what it was when she went to sleep and wasn't going to wake up." I said, "That's death." And I said, "I don't worry about it." I said, "Because the Creator gets humanity to do however you see him, God." I says, when it's your time, he comes to get you, and no one can stop it. I said, my father told me that. He says, when it's your time, no one can stop it. He says, I can't, your mother can't, none of your brothers, sisters. It's your time when the Creator comes to get you. And so I accepted that at a very young age. So I never feared death because I knew it was coming. It's coming to all of us. So it's how you look at it yourself as far as being who you are. And you should know who you are, understand who you are. Once you understand who you are, then you can take care of things. And so when you're dealing with death, it's how you look at yourself and death and how you're going to perceive it. Because with death comes all your emotions too. Because when you lose someone, you feel all that pain, and sorrow, and sometimes even anger that the Creator came and took on your loved ones. And my father told me when I was a little boy, he says, if I happen to leave before you, he says, you don't mourn for me. He said, the family is going to need someone who is strong. He said, so because of the things you have to be the stone. You have to be the one strong enough to, help the family. He said, so, and just remember, he says, where I'm going is a better place than where we are right now. And he was talking about the spirit world, going to the Creator.
More about traditional funerals and what?
Oh, traditional funerals. Well, today they have different styles of, especially with different religions and how they do funerals. Most of them are Christian funerals, and with me, a lot of my family are Christians. And one of my younger sisters would say, "Cedric, are you going to do anything Indian at this funeral?" And I said, "Yes." And she wouldn't want me to, and I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to let you do your Christian the funeral, and then when everything's done, then I'll do something native. I'll bring in some friends or people I know to do something native." There's 4 days that after you die, the spirit stays. And so during that 4 days, that's when the spirit is around the family and friends, and it stays close to the body. And so after 4 days, and then usually we'll build a fire and we'll have a fire keeper, and the fire keeper's responsibility is to do prayers for the family and the friends during this first 4 days. And they pray for the family, they pray for themselves, and they pray for everything on Mother Earth. And then after the 4 days, and then that part of that ceremony is done, and then they'll burn it for another 4 days. And that's for that person when they enter that spirit world. After they leave the people that they're with, they're going to be with their ancestors and other spirits. And then that's their journey into the spirit world. So when we do burn it for the next 4 days, that's for the spirits to come in and help them understand where they're at, as far as going into that spirit world.
We also believe that when a spirit leaves the body, it takes 4 days for it to travel to the other side. And we believe that if you're crying, you're sad, that the spirit will see that you won't want to, and he or she won't want to leave. They won't make that transition to the spirit world. That's why they say you don't ever suffer in the world until days. Ojibwe culture, we don't believe in embalming. We take the body. What we do is we wrap it in birch bark. Leave the body as it is, and then we put it in the earth. Because once we wrap it in birch bark and stuff like that, birch bark is kind of waterproof. If you can understand that. When you peel birch bark, it lasts forever, but that's what we do is wash the body, prepare it for its journey, and we wrap it in birch bark, and then we put it in the ground. We don't embalm it, we don't, put makeup on it, we try to do the best. We dress the person in his traditional wear and moccasins so he can travel to the other side. We don't have any really songs of death, because all of our songs are about life. Enjoy life. We have songs of encouragement and things like that.
Want to talk about the death of children in Ojibwe society?
Well, we believe that all children are gifts. We're only here for a certain time period. And when it's time for them to go home, they go home. That's why we try to live every day as much as we can.
Reincarnation?
Oh, reincarnation. I was talking about that, yeah. I don't because of, and I've talked to several people on that subject, and they asked me why I don't believe in it, and I said because of our ancestors. I said, and because we believe in our dreams and visions. And I says, if you look at your family tree, it goes back for eons and eons, and I believe our minds understand a lot of things that you don't know what you can do with your own mind. And so the way I look at it is that this happened in the past, and everything is growing, everything is expanding. The universe is expanding, our world is expanding, and spirits are expanding. And so if there is reincarnation, someone told me that when you die, you come back as another person. And the reason you come back is because you're walking that path, and you're really not come to understandings with the Creator. So then He sends your spirit back, and then you try to live that life to get more on this path to the Creator. I was put here for one lifetime, and I figured I have to walk through this life no matter what my age is. Because I figured I was going to die like my father at a young age, at about 45. So when I hit the 40s, it kind of bothered me a little bit. Then I remembered that it's not up to me. It's up to the Creator when it's my time. So then I figured, well, no use worrying about it. Just live your life and see what's coming.